Welcome to Kalil Plays Kerbal Space Program. I am back after a rather lengthy multiple hard drive lost hiatus. And I'm going to be taking this video series somewhat public. I don't expect to get a whole lot of attention. I'm not sure exactly what the attraction is, but I seem to have accumulated a couple of fans for what originally started as showing my parents the video game, the series. Sure. I'm running a handful of mods. Not all of them are updated to 1.0.5, but I am running Scansat, which allows for mapping of the solar system bodies, and I am running Kerbal Engineer, which is not up to date for the latest version, but provides a whole suite of useful information. I am running the Kerbal alarm clock, which allows for setting a alarm for various events, and I am running the ScienceAlert mod, which will alert you when you are in an area with new research. My understanding is that one is pretty buggy in this version as well, so we'll see how that works. I'm going to run everything on default settings. I have previously run re-entry heating turned down slightly, but we'll see how I do with it on normal. And let's go. So this is 1.0.5, which brings a pretty large suite of changes to the game, despite being only a small increment in version number. Notably, it sounds like they have finally made water not utterly deadly for craft landings. Water landings are actually, it looks like, pretty soft, and you can make proper boats. They have done a lot with the buoyancy mechanics, so that's all kind of exciting. I may at some point in this try to create a boat, because that seems in character for me. They have also changed how contracts work, and I have not actually looked at this, but supposedly, well, these are still there. Supposedly they added a new category for world firsts. So they've added a contract for increasing how much you get from world firsts, which is interesting. Can't really do much with that yet. So I think just to start off, gather scientific data from Kerbal. Well, I can do that without even taking off. And launch our first vessel. Those both seem like good objectives. So I don't have a whole lot of options for building a craft right now. I will put a basic command module, a parachute. I don't have any, oh, I do have research available. I'll put some of that on there. That's the only engine I have. And I want threefold symmetry. Actually, just twofold symmetry. All right. This thing's not going to go very high. It's just a bouncing ball. Jebediah can fly it. sure. This is not going to be the most dignified flight. I do need to properly stage it, so I'm going to not have my parachutes at the same time as my engine. That ends poorly. And let's launch this. So first, I'm going to collect some research data. And I don't really have, oh, I guess I do have stabilization. Liftoff. So that was a successful launch. Now let's see if we can actually land it without bad things happening. And I'm going down. So opening my parachute. And I'm going to physics accelerate because this may take a while. Ah, so this is one of these new world first milestones. Oh, apparently a bunch of them. Let's slow this down. So it looks like I'm going to be coming in a little bit faster than I would have liked. Yeah. Can I slow down enough? Not really. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. Okay. Hey, all of my research survived. That's like a victory. Oh, and I can take a crew report too. EVA report. Keep data. Store experiments. Alright, now let's collect the bits and pieces of my spacecraft. So recovering my Kerbal. And then recover that piece too. Alright, so let's see what I got here. Gather scientific data completed. First launch complete. Broken speed records, launch first vessel, broken altitude records. Performed an EVA test at home, recovered our first crew, performed our first experiment at home. That's all good. Now I have some science. I can get a pile more science with a Science Junior Materials Research Pod, or I could get some less pathetic engines. I think, oh, or I could get both. That's right, that's an option. Radial parachutes would allow for less terrible landings. I definitely want that though. So yeah, I think I want radial parachutes, and I'm not going to bother with the better engines quite yet, because I'll have the Reliant and liquid fueled. That looks like a good investment. That also gets me basic landing struts. At some point I'll build a spacecraft that requires the use of radiator panels, but I'm not there yet. I've actually never built anything with heat issues. My understanding is this update changed the heat mechanics significantly. But I don't know that it actually made them more difficult. I think it actually made them easier. So the next question is, what do I want to do? Any upgrading of the Space Center? I don't really have enough cash to do much in the way of upgrading the Space Center, so I think the answer is no. Alright. So they have changed contracts a lot. My understanding is that they have made the test contracts significantly less dumb. That looks pretty much like how it was, though. A focused observational study. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. So they've changed the name of the go to a certain place and take some scientific data. I will want to escape atmosphere and orbit Kerbal, but I don't know that I believe I can do it with the rockets I have, but I think I want staging to be able to do that properly. So I think, wait, haul, not test. That's interesting. Have the booster and be flying at a certain altitude and at a certain speed. I don't really think I want to do that. Test while splashed down. Interesting. Okay, well I'm going to escape the atmosphere because I think I'll probably do that in my next. And I'm going to accept the parachute test because that seems like something I'll be wanting to do anyway. And let's build a new craft. Parachutes are wonderful. So I want Science Junior. Oh, I do have a stack decoupler, so I can properly stage. That's good to know. I really don't need that, but yeah, I have it. Sure, why not? Looks nice. Fuel tanks. Actually, I'm going to just use a stack of, I think, solid fuels. Whoops. And I'm going to want some of these guys. Alright. So, launch. And let's let Valentina do this one. So my objective for this flight is to get in a nice ballistic arc and escape the atmosphere. So let's turn on stabilization and lift off. Now I'm going to need to keep an eye on electric charge. I'm not using liquid-fueled rockets, so I'm not generating any electric charge via my engines. Solid fuel do not generate electricity, which means that I could run out just from my stabilization. Now my plan is to start burning laterally with my last rocket. Let's see, what is my apoapsis up to? 19,000, so I'm not quite there yet. Because I do, want to be at an angle of my re-entry. I have learned that having too steep of an angle on re-entry ends very poorly. So previously I used a mod called Chute Safety Indicator that would color my parachutes to let me know when it was safe to open them. But the latest patch very nicely made that no longer necessary. Very much appreciated. I am now outside of the atmosphere. So I'm going to collect some specimens. And I'm going to... Oh, I apparently can't do an EVA yet. Well, I will be landing in the water, so I guess we'll find out whether it's true that water landings are less terrible. And I'm going to fast forward. There we go. We are back in the atmosphere. And should probably get rid of this last stage. So on the one hand, I have a nice heat shield on the bottom of my craft. On the other hand, that's not going to do anything to protect my mystery goo containers, which are sticking out on the sides rather awkwardly. And I just passed my engine. That's slightly awkward. Okay, let me keep an eye on this. So deploy chute. Whoops, that was a mistake. So I didn't get my parachute test. I was going too fast when I was at the right altitude. I also kind of destroyed one of my parachutes there, but that's why I have 3 of them, right? Or 4. I'm going to be coming in at a little bit of an angle, but you know, it'll be fine. Turn that off. And coming in for landing. Very slowly. I probably should have set my parachutes to deploy a little bit later, because now I have to wait at 4 meters per second for this thing to finally drift its way down. It's a good thing there's no wind. They have not implemented wind in the game as far as I know. That would be clever, but okay. Splashdown. Sploosh. Kind of unbalanced it there. Let's go for a swim. Yeah. Get up there. Now can I get back in my spaceship? That's the wrong direction. Yeah, that's not looking promising. Well, to the old-fashioned way. And let me recover that. Where did it wind up? Wait, what? Oh, right. Retrieve. So I got 56 science from that. Would have gotten more had I remembered to actually do my materials, or my goo pod while I was in the water, but oh well. World first land distance record, speed record, altitude record, reached space, and splashed down in the ocean. And we successfully escaped the atmosphere. Well, next up we will want to orbit. One way or another, we'll have to figure that out. I think given how much altitude we reach there, I think we can build a ship capable of orbiting at this point. So I have 83 science available. I would very much like that radial decoupler. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. 45 science left. So this will allow me to start mapping. That's always tempting, although I can't really properly map until, well, I guess I could do a manned mapping mission. That would be different. Very, very bored Kerbal going round and round in a mapping vessel. But I can't really. No, I still need solar panels any way I do it. So yeah, that's not really helpful. Solar panels are another tech in. But that would also give me thermometer for more science. I kind of think I want to do that. What else does it give me? Antennas, more radiators, and the very first probe core. I think that's a good investment. I'll go for that. Research. All right. And Oops. Now I'm going to build a craft and see whether I need to upgrade my facilities in order to launch a decent sized vessel. So drop those, probably put them back, but and thermometer, okay. So there is a, I believe, 20-part limit that I am probably going to run into by virtue of I have to use these individually. That's sort of awkward. Okay. I do have nose cones. Yeah, I'm definitely going to hit the 20-part limit. I'm at 17 already. So I'm going to need to upgrade this, right? Oh, wait, it's a 30-part limit. That's going to take 9. Yeah, I still need to upgrade this. Ooh, that's going to take a lot of money. Well, need to do it eventually. Now the question is whether I'll hit my weight limit. We shall see. Threefold symmetry, structural. And I'm going to put nose cones on these. That's actually relevant. So hopefully this thing can make orbit. I have, it looks like a total of 3,000 delta V. I'm not actually sure that I can make orbit. Well, we'll find out. I want to say it's 7,000 to make orbit, but I don't actually remember for sure. And I'm too heavy. Well, what can I do about that? Launch. Whoops. Well, that would be fun to launch. What could go wrong? Control Z. So I think what I'm going to have to do oh, no, I want to choose single. Still too heavy. Science is overrated. No, no. Aha, that's what I'll do. What is my total mass? I'm at 17.6. Can I add one? I'm gonna put this guy back on. $17.8. There we go. Well, I don't know if this will make orbit, but it's really, really ugly for starters, which is generally a good indication that it's not really optimal. But you go to space with the launch facility you have, not the launch facility you wish you had. I'm throttling my central engine all the way down. Whoa! Oh, that was a mistake. I'm throttling my central engine back up. So, yeah, about that. Turns out I had way too much initial velocity. Stop, 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 stop. Okay. Now I think I'm just going to call this a successful launch. Oops. Nope, 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 not a successful launch. Revert to launch. Actually, let's see. So my mistake there was in throttling all the way down. because at that point I lost my vectoring, which meant that I couldn't stay stable. I definitely have way too much power too early, so I'm experiencing a lot of aerodynamic resistance. Whoop. There we go, I'm going up. I'm actually going up again. So, it looks like orbit's not happening, but that was fun while it lasted. I'd say I meant to do that, but I really didn't. Well, maybe I'll get a chance to test this parachute I've been wanting to test. I'm going too fast now, though. Come on, slow down. There we go. Well, I completed one of my objectives. That's like a victory. Okay, let's go land. So it looks like this was not a very well designed craft, but it was a learning experience. So when I go back to redesign it, I will either replace my outer stages with liquid fueled, or I will just remove them because they're probably not necessary. It's way too much power at launch, whereas I think I need my power more distributed throughout. Nice moon. I don't think I've ever seen min-miss from the surface. I'm not really sure you can. Oh yeah, I probably should have paid attention to that. So well, the reason I just got out of the craft is so that I could take the data out of here and get a new temperature reading. Now I can recover the vessel and I'll get the temperature data for both flying and splashdown. I think I made a profit on that trip by virtue of testing that parachute, but I did not accomplish what I was hoping for. Ferry a VIP safely to her destination. Oh, I don't really have a crew compartment that I could use for that yet, but test heat shield. I kind of like the parachute test missions, since I kind of have to do that anyway, so we'll take this. Alright. I kind of would like to do this, but I apparently need a lot of science in order to enable this, which is awkward. That said, I want to, so strategies, for each mission you get rewarded in science, money, and reputation. Reputation, I believe, unlocks better missions, but science and money is what you actually use to improve things. So I tend not to care about reputation. The strategies allow you to trade reputation for, or trade one of those resources for a different one. So I'm kind of tempted to divert my reputation gains into either money or science. And given where I'm at right now, I would probably do money, because that's going to be more significant gain. But I may want to get my reputation a little bit higher before I start doing that. And I have science to spend. So what would I want to spend that on? These are silly. I think I do want that. I can't afford any of the new science stuff anyway. Struts are very helpful later on, but I don't need them yet. This would allow me to start doing some of those passenger missions, which is actually kind of tempting. But I think the best investment for now is going to be rocketry. I'd kind of like to get another 5.1 research, just so that I can purchase either the crew cabin or the Terrier little small fuel engine is very low thrust but very low weight, so it has a very good thrust to weight ratio, and most significantly, it's very fuel efficient because once it takes very little fuel to get it into orbit since it doesn't weigh much. So once you're in orbit, this is the best engine for making orbital adjustments that is available in early game. Later on, you also have the heavy version of it, which is the Poodle, and you also have the nuclear engine, which uses almost no fuel, produces very little thrust. I believe it actually, and it generates electrical charge. I believe that's how it works. But it's fairly heavy, and it can't lift you off the surface because its thrust is so low. So yeah, let me see if I can generate a quick 5 science. I believe I probably can. So this craft was awful. So I'm just gonna throw some stuff on here. Go sit on the launch pad. Oh yeah, that's 7 science right there. Convenient. I already have crew report. I believe I already have EVA report. Yep. Okay. So that was 12.4 science. Which means I can buy. I didn't actually decide which of these I was going to get. Since I already took the parachute test mission, I guess I'll take this. And that gets me a even less silly fuel tank. Okay, I think I'm going to make one more try at reaching orbit. Let's see. Symmetry. Fuel tanks. Now I can use these guys instead. Tiny little engine on there. That is really probably a waste of weight, but it seems appropriate, therefore. Oh, right, staging. And oh, I'm still weight limited. That's awkward. Okay, so this is just over 18, which means I need to lose some weight. So I've been told. Actually, I've never been told that, but I have some issues there. Still not lightweight enough. Well, let's see if I can get this into orbit. Not really the most elegant thing I've ever launched. It's kind of long and skinny. And barely has enough lift. Oh, so who can tell me what I forgot? Between there and there should be staging. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to drop this section of rocket. Nice try, Kyle. And now I'm over 18 again. Mystery Goo's overrated. Makes it more symmetrical. Oh, you know what I forgot? Parachutes. That would have ended badly. And now I'm overweight again. Science is overrated. I can do a temperature reading. You know, with this little, I think I only need one parachute. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the one parachute. Whoa, wait, except that I have a mission to test the other parachute. So, okay. I'm overweight again. And so much for symmetry. That's 17.995. Launch. Did I even bother doing staging? No, I did not. Okay. Yeah, my staging's a mess. Okay, I think that's properly staged. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, good. Right then, let's do this. Throttle all the way up. Ooh, that's struggling. But it's going up. It's the right direction. Like a flying pencil. I am not going to try to tilt this thing. So at some point I need to figure out how to do a gravity turn. I watched Scott Manley and it's like completely automatic and really elegant and everything, and then I try to do it and my craft just starts spinning wildly, and so I don't really know what I'm doing wrong with gravity turns, but I'm doing something wrong. I think part of the problem is I'm not sure I exactly understand what they Apoapsis is 11K. No. I'm trying really hard to turn while still keeping this somewhat straight. I'm glad this thing doesn't model free surface effect of my liquid fuel in the tanks, or I'd really be hosed. Oh hey, my apoapsis is high enough. Let's kill my momentum. Now I think I'm going to wait until I leave the atmosphere, and I'm just going to start burning laterally at full speed. And I'm in space. See, I'm going to reach orbit, no problem. Famous last words. This was not a very efficient launch. I may not actually reach orbit. Yeah, I think I will. Almost. How do I feel? Yeah, I'm going to reach orbit. Okay, so it seems like zooming to map mode is behaving a little weird occasionally. I'm not sure why. There we go, orbit. Periapsis is at 79. World first, we have entered orbit. Still can't hop out. I can take a temperature reading. That's pretty much all I can do in orbit right now, because I didn't bring any of my other science stuff with me. And I have enough fuel to get down, just barely. Okay, I'm just going to dip inside the atmosphere a little further. Go for really shallow re-entry. So 50 will be good. There we go. Okay. Fast forward. I'm turning stabilization off because at this point I am no longer generating electricity. They did a good job on the atmospheric effects. So this is called the diamond ring effect, where the whole horizon starts to glow until the diamond appears, slowly separates itself from the atmosphere. Yeah, space is cool. And I am facing the opposite to the direction I actually want to be. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was not what I meant to do. T. That's the direction I want to be facing. How did I just turn on RCS? So that's how I didn't need to do that. So my apoapsis is now inside the atmosphere, which means I am going to land on this orbit. I do not yet know whether I will land on land or water. Oh, and I'm spinning again. Yeah, it's okay. So re-entry heat doesn't seem to be terribly bad. So this is the view from inside. They need better windows on these. Right. Hold up. Oh, that's not the direction I want to face. I want to face... No, not that way. I do want to face this way. Yeah, I'm going to burn up the rest of my fuel and drop my engine. I was kind of actually hoping it would be neat to land on that mountain, but I don't think that's going to happen. I was kind of hoping to land on land, but I don't think that's going to happen at this point. I think I overdid it on the fuel. Whoosh. Must resist urge to trigger parachutes. Yep, I'm going to come down offshore. That's okay. Still haven't brought down my speed enough, but we have time. Going really fast. There we go, now I'm starting to decelerate. You hit thicker atmosphere and you decelerate very quickly. I'm at the right altitude, I'm still going too fast. Come on, slow down. Should have saved some fuel. Cross fingers. I'm really hoping I hit 210 meters per second before I hit 2000. Nope. Bah. Oh well. Oh, there went my engine. This is what happens when you can only afford 2 parachutes. But hey, at least he's got a nice view upside down at the ocean. Splash. So that was a mostly successful flight. Orbit was acquired and nothing broke. And we didn't get our parachute test in, but we'll have time for that later. And Jebediah is now level 1, which is kind of convenient. We have returned to the surface from orbit and we have entered orbit. All right. Now, that 18-ton limit is killing me, so I'm going to upgrade my launch pad. Doesn't that look better? Okay. I think that about wraps it up for this launch, for this episode. So I am going to call it here, and I will see you all next time. Uh, yeah, so 1.05, the biggest change I've noticed is um, the water landings do seem a little easier. Um, Other than that, I haven't noticed a huge amount different. Although I haven't really got into the contracts yet. It should also be noted they added a ton of aerodynamic stuff in 1.05. Considering that I have never managed to build a plane that is capable of both taking off and landing, this is not terribly relevant for me, but I may give it another try. Not yet, though. um, all right. I will see you next episode.